Guys, welcome back one more time. This backfires big time. The surrogacy, it is coming also at a time when they did not want to see it coming, but right now it is blowing up. People are talking about it. The monarch is talking about it, and Buckingham Palace is also talking about this. So, what happened this time? Let's actually break it down all by one by one. But here is the thing. I just want to talk about this one first. So, Harry and Meghan, the Harkles, their UK trip. Let's talk about that. The rules. The Duke and Duchess of Dish Soap have reportedly agreed to ahead of their upcoming UK visit that would include no filming of private meetings and no commercial activities like selling products or giving keynote speeches. Now, these restrictions are not coming from the media or people like myself who are talking about these rules must be implemented, must be there, but it is coming directly from the king. The king said, you cannot film, you cannot give a speech, you cannot sell your product, your jam, whatever you're selling. I mean, as I said yesterday, this in of itself should be the reason for them to cancel it, to cancel the trip, because this is such a disgrace. This is such a disgrace. And quite honestly, the king, the family cannot help but to put all of these restrictions, even though these are supposedly to adults, but they don't behave like adults. Therefore, they must be leashed. They must be punished. They must be told as to what can they expect and what they cannot expect. They cannot just go and say, "Oh, we want this, we want that." No, it doesn't help. So, what else do we know from this particular article? I want to actually now share with you a article from a mainstream media. I believe it was published by Sky News. They have also talked about this. So basically saying a past Bloomberg interview shows that the Duchess of Dish Soap was unable or unwilling to share financial data about her brand. Okay, so why? She would not share anything, not just the financial data. Forget about that, because this is a disaster. And Duchess of Dish Soap is going bankrupt. No way. She would never want that anybody to know, even though she is going bankrupt. So when these companies, they reached out to her because she wanted to promote her product, distribute it to major retailers, they reached out to her and said, hey, why don't you share with us some insights about your situation, your business, how it is doing, so that we can make a decision whether we will be shelving your product or not. She said, no way, I'm not going to be doing it. So this has led to criticism about the business's viability. Again, coming from Sky News, there have been difficulties in placing her products in major retail stores like Harrods or Fortnum and Mason due to a lack of verifiable sales figures and a negative perception of promotional claims regarding product success. If you do not tell what is going on behind the scene with your business, nobody's going to promote it. They do not have to take a risk. But hey, this is the Duchess of Dish Soap. You have to promote my product because I am the Duchess of Dish Soap. It doesn't work that way. How delusional, how kiddie, what kind of a kid we are dealing here with, right? The brand has faced registration delays, as we know, in various international markets, and suggests that the company may be running low on funds. Speculation on future. Based on accounts from unnamed former staff, the brand might be slowly winding down and drawing parallels to how other previous projects were handled. She was getting all kind of BS ideas to make money. You see, when you do not have talent, you become desperate. You rely on things that you think will pan out, but they don't. Because to begin with, you have no experience in business, you have no skill in personal life. The only time you open a business is when you know the industry very well. Industry, not the product, the industry. Or you start a business when you are already successful. So you are already a famous person who can make money, like by singing, by dancing, by doing a lot of other things, acting, so many things. You have a profession, your cash flow is steady, then you can think about this kind of business. Jam, jelly, okay, on the side cake, I'm just going to be selling them. But she made it her main business without knowing the industry, and now it has failed big time. Now, inventory management, there is speculation regarding what will happen to unsold stock market return from the partnerships. She doesn't know what to do with those unsold product, with suggestion that it may eventually be discarded or donated anonymously. Yeah, she would never know. She will never tell anybody what she did with the product, but we know that they are a complete failure. Now, this is the report I want to share with you. Okay, so a report by Radar Online suggests Buckingham Palace is under pressure to address questions surrounding the royal line of succession. Lady Colin Campbell argues that there is a conspiracy of silence, quote unquote, and asserts that the monarch has a duty to provide transparency regarding the eligibility of those in the line of succession. So again, we are now talking about the surrogacy, how this has backfired, because a lot of people are talking about this, and it is really the high time that we discuss, because they are about to go to UK, and you can see a lot of people are discussing online about all of these things. Particularly given that these children are 6 and 7 in line to the throne, Palace Insider claims. So report references an unnamed high-level palace courtier who allegedly notes that the secrecy surrounding the children's birth has raised persistent questions that need to be answered to resolve the crisis. So this is coming from Palace Insider. They're saying that all of these things that she's claiming about the children must be verified, must be investigated. And they are referencing an unnamed high-level palace courtier, okay, who allegedly notes that the secrecy surrounding the children's birth has raised persistent questions that need to be answered to resolve the crisis. So there is this one, it says, quote, broader tension between the Sussexes' desire for public and for privacy and public calls for accountability from the royal family. Okay, it is being highlighted in the media. While some critics demand proof of birth, others maintain that such medical details should remain private. The conversation also touches upon, so there was this conversation by analysts in a panel. They have also touched upon other criticisms leveled against Meghan Markle, including her treatment of her pets and her public image. So again, this is the time, really. We need to talk about this particular issue of surrogacy, because they are about to go to the UK. And I think after looking at the fake invisible children, the king might make a decision. Some people say, well, the kids will not be there. Some others say, yeah, they will combine them. We do not know yet. But looks like very likely that these surrogate invisible children will be there in UK. So the king will, if he's convinced that they're real, then he might just give it to them and make them legitimate. And that is the concern that a lot of people have these days.